and the big angle going on at the time between Jake the Snake Roberts and Randy Savage in some of Jake's best work of his career when they turned him heel in 1991. First, you get the close of SummerSlam 1991, where he storms the wedding of Randy Savage and Elizabeth, flanked by The Undertaker, and the snake is inside one of the gifts. And then, remember at this time, Randy Savage has lost his career to the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania, so he is a broadcaster. He goes through with the wedding at SummerSlam, and then he starts what is pretty much a political campaign to Jack Tunney to get reinstated. And in 1991, they hold a telephone poll among the audience to vote if we should violate our retirement stipulation from WrestleMania, and 97% of the audience, no documentation of this, they all vote to reinstate Randy Savage. And it was supposed to be at the Survivor Series, but then tragedy struck as on the television the weekend before Survivor Series, Randy Savage is tied up in the ropes as Jake Roberts, with his sleeve is put on, this big glove, and he takes out the King Cobra. And thus we get this memorable angle at the time.
Jake the Snake Roberts. Look at that! Look at that! Roberts with the King Cobra. That's the creepiest looking snake I've ever seen in my life. Wait a minute, the snake is ready. Oh, the snake is biting him. The snake is biting him. I'm out of here. Roddy Piper on his way to get some help. The snake is gnawing on the arm of Randy Savage, who's helpless, tied in the ropes. All I can say is that snake better be devenomized. It better be.
There is so much to this angle. Number one, Randy Savage might only be the fifth best performer in this segment. Number one, and cast aside your personal opinions, this is one of the best Vince McMahon calls ever. He is so over the top, but amazing at his horror at what he is calling here. It is amazing. Number two is this Cobra, okay? Who was like, how many ways could this have like just not worked, or it's not cooperative? I mean, this visual, and this was censored in a lot of places when it aired, but can you imagine in 1991 airing this angle? Like, this is a horrific looking angle. Like, this thing is gnawing on the bicep of Randy Savage. They draw blood.
This would be shocking in 2025.
I think so too. Like, this was such an effective angle. You've got Elizabeth in hysterics. Like, you have Piper leaving the broadcast booth to come help Randy. Jake is amazing in this segment. I thought this angle was just, the first time I saw it, and it wasn't in real time because I wasn't watching this early in 1991, was just amazing. I think this angle was so great, but also was probably traumatizing for some. And the crowd shots they found of people, I mean, I wonder how many people in the crowd like could fully, like, this is made more for television than it is for the audience, because it's that close-up of the Cobra chewing on the arm that really makes it. Like, I think it's a fantastic angle.
In an era and an age where, you know, we've seen some of the most shocking imagery that I think pro wrestling has presented on a wide scale. You know, think like hypodermic needle, or just any sort of craziness that, you know, we might see in our modern wrestling consumption these days. The shot in this scene of a Cobra biting into a man's arm on television as an entire audience is screaming is still up there as one of the most shocking things I think, at least on this scale, people might have seen in professional wrestling. I'm so curious about the genesis of this moment, the planning of this moment, what was agreed upon, what like assurances were made, and how fucking crazy the people involved must have been, Savage primarily, to allow this to happen.
Well, the story Jake has always told is that Savage was totally paranoid about this and wanted the snake to first bite Jake backstage to confirm that Jake is not plotting to murder the man in the ring. Now, that's Jake's story. I take all these wrestlers' stories with a certain trepidation. Can I buy Randy Savage being that paranoid? Yes, I can. regardless, it's like, to me, this was just the ultimate angle to set up the return. First of all, you're getting Randy Savage back after WrestleMania. He's been out for so long, so you're getting the comeback.
Just even on that, what was the idea behind him having a retirement at all? Like, why did they do that?
I mean, at that point, I believe it was like the thinking of it was, well, first of all, they wanted something big for WrestleMania. And I think it was also the idea of just like giving Randy a break. Like, I don't think there was any like impetus behind taking him out. It was something big to, it's not like he had some kind of injury or anything like that. And I don't think the thought was ever he was fully going to retire. It was just he would come back when he would be ready.
So they were just thinking, let's just abuse this retirement stipulation without any sort of thought of actually sticking to it.
I think they were going to stick to, like, they were going to transition him to broadcasting. And I think at this point as well, like, they are somewhat shifting from like Hogan and Savage. This was more so, I think it was just a way, and it also baby faces him, but they go through with this stipulation, but it was never the idea that like this would be the end of his career. It was just when the time would be right, they would bring him back.
And the time was, like 5 months, 6 months? From the retirement?
About that. Yeah, we're going from March to November. I mean, okay. It's not quite a 5-year Liger retirement, but it's suitable for 1991 standards.
These days, that would be, you wouldn't even create an interim championship for that length of time.
No, you would not. And the funny part is that Warrior is he's suspended by this point in 1991. So like there's even no sign of him by this Survivor Series. We wouldn't see him back until Mania. December on the Post Wrestling Cafe, we have 2 editions of Rewind Away set for you, including a patron's pick where you have voted for us to review the Survivor Series from 1991, Hulk Hogan's Gravest Challenge. Then it's over to 2002 and a review of the very first WWE draft involving Raw and SmackDown as they kick off the brand extension. David Bitzenspan is going to join me as we review Video Killed the Radio Star, a documentary on Bubba the Love Sponge, and the sex tape involving Hulk Hogan. Plus, we will have reviews of TNA Final Resolution, New Japan's World Tag League Final, Collision Course every single week, and XL editions of Rewind of Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown. Sign up now at postwrestlingcafe.com.